Okay, I want you to imagine that you're only getting 250 views on average on your channel. And heck, maybe that's you. Maybe you're getting under 250 views every video that you post and it's getting frustrating and you're like, can I get more views? What if I told you that a client of ours in our 1K collective group went from averaging that 250 views to now getting an average of 1,000 to where he's even hitting some 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 view videos in the matter of just changing these 3 simple things. That's it. 3 things we tweaked to be able to get these views. And here's the thing, I'm actually going to break down all 3 of those things. And the third thing is something that not a lot of people are talking about on YouTube. And it's something that's drastically helped, number 1, his retention, which, helps with watch hours. But number 2, helps the views go up because when you have a longer retention, YouTube pushes you more. So we're going to dive into this channel right here. So the channel is Firearms Training by John G. Johnson. Shout out to John. He's been killing it in our 1K collective group. And so when he started with us, he was averaging 230, 120, 480, 170. This one did decent, 1.3, 320, 180, 300, 230, 100. So all pretty much under 1,000 except for that one there that he had from 2 months ago, right? When he started with us, I want you to check this out. 8.6K views, okay? The next one, 16,000 views. 2.7. This one didn't do as good, 400, but then 38,000. We have another 12,000 over here. 1.7, 2.1, 1.4. Are you seeing the trend? He was going from nowhere near any of those views at all to where now we're getting 20, 30,000 views on some of these videos. So here's the thing. There is 3 things. Okay. The first thing is the title. And you're going to hear me say this a million times if you've already been on this channel before. We focus on outlier titles. Outlier titles is titles that we find, that I'm researching through YouTube. And what we look for is low subscriber count with a video that takes off. So for example, if I only have 1,000 subscribers, but a video gets 28,000 views, that would be an outlier. So what I do is I take that title and I reconstruct it to make its own original piece, and then boom, now you have your own title that is already proven to work because it's worked in your niche, and maybe you got it outside of your niche so you can try it outside of your niche as well. And before I go even further with the titles, I know you're probably wondering, well, how do I find these, or can I find some? Can you send me some? You're in luck. I have 10 that I created on a swipe file of the best performing ones that's worked for our channel and our client's channel as well. It is totally free. All you gotta do is comment hooks down below and I'll send you that. Again, just comment hooks and I'll send you the 10 free outliers that I found that is in our niche and outside of our niche. So you're gonna find some of that, and all you gotta do is plug in your keywords to work for your specific niche. Because that's a question I get a lot of the time is, well, it works for your channel, but will work for someone else's. This title that I gave him was not from anything with shooting or anything with targets or anything with firearms. It had nothing to do with that at all. And we put it in his niche, and then boom, that one got 12,000 views. The other one over here got 38,000 views. All right, so it does not matter what niche the title is in. You are still going to find an outlier title to use and then construct it to, again, your niche. And there's a reason they call me the title ninja, okay? Because that's all I do is research titles 24/7, and it's actually something I do in the 1K collective group is I share all of these titles that we give them 5 a week. So the title was the first thing. So I want to look at the titles from before to now. Okay, so before, we have best dry fire drills to increase your accuracy. Okay, the mistake new shooters make. Super cool. Meet one of our YouTube subscribers. Top handguns for women. Okay. Now we're gonna look at the twist. Okay, or the change, I should say, when we first started working together. Why most shooters miss and how to fix it. Okay. The next one. The 2 best carry pistols for seniors. Find out why. Do you know what's killing your handgun accuracy? Watch this to find out. How to actually improve your handgun accuracy. Something similar going on between these 2, right? The next one. The surprising secret of being accurate with a handgun. It's easier than you think. Okay? One shooting tip that changed everything. Handgun accuracy, easier than you think. Oh, here's the other thing. That easier than you think, that was over here as well. So he's even taken our own notes that we've been doing in the class, which is reusing some of these that's already worked before. So these titles, guys, was not from a shooting channel. It wasn't even YouTube. I don't even think it was business. It was just something that I saw that said one blank tip that changed everything. Just a perfect job of what John did in this. All right. Now the next thing, number 2, is the thumbnail. I want to go back to actually some of his old thumbnails. I want to start looking at the difference and see if you can notice it as well. So when I'm looking back here, okay, number 1, the first thing I noticed, a lot of text, right? A lot of yellow text, okay? Background kind of hard to see. You can kind of see John here and there, okay? They're not terrible, but there's a lot of text going on, okay? I want you to see some of the changes. So the first one, okay, why most shooters miss and how to fix it. Why you suck at shooting, okay? Number 1, that's a bold statement, okay? So that's going to get someone to click. Number 2, you can tell it's John there shooting at a target, right? He's got the earmuffs on. He's, shooting at a target. Great, okay? This one, okay, surprisingly did good. I wouldn't have went with this one, okay? He tried that over here. It didn't do as good, okay, with a plain background. But he did have best carry pistols for seniors 2025. That's something that, again, in his niche might be working. So he tried it, okay? But I want to get to this one. The one that has 38,000 views. Because this video right here, this thumbnail is critical, okay, to its success. Number 1, saying one secret, okay? So anything secret in there, all right, I'm like, oh, I got to know what is the secret. Like, I want to know what it is, and that's building up that curiosity. The next thing is you got John pointing a gun. Number 1, he's pointing at the screen. All right, that's crazy. I'm like, whoa, it grabbed my attention. There's a gun pointing at the screen. Next thing you know, next to it, I have 2 targets, and I got, some shell cases in it, So I'm like, I got a lot going on. Like, looks great, and it's a secret. And then after I read the one secret, I say to handgun accuracy, read the title, everything, relates to each other. So now, boom, I'm going to click on the video. I'm going to check it out. And I believe that's why that video did so good with 38,000 views was from that thumbnail. And then look at the progress of John's thumbnails. See over here, love this. 12,000 views on this one. Number 1, he's cut out. Number 2, pointing to the main focus. Okay, the main focus is, no pun intended, but it's actually the front sight focus, right? And he's pointing to that. So love how we have him in every one, but then we're pointing to what the issue is. So right now, and I love to use this with everyone, whether you're a client of mine or if you're just on this YouTube channel getting some of this free content, one thing I tell everyone is before you put any words on a thumbnail, I want it to tell a story. So I want your thumbnail to already explain what your video is about without putting the text. The text is just the icing on the cake. That seals the deal with some curiosity. But before that, I just want that thumbnail to give me an idea. So right now, if I took away his text right now, I would know it has something to do with aiming down a sight on a gun. I would know it had something to do with that. And from the looks of it, that's exactly what it's about, okay? And then look at going into these, right? Another one, shooting down at a target. Pointing to all the bullet holes in the target, right? Love it. Target behind, right? So I'm feeling like, oh, again, this guy has to do something about a shooting range, or, maybe he's a firearm trainer or instructor or whatever, because I'm seeing all these targets. I'm seeing the gun. I'm seeing the earmuffs. I'm seeing him pointing to the bullet holes, like all of this. Everything is relating to his niche, okay? And that's perfect and beautiful job on the thumbnails that we're getting into, all right? So great job to John. And now let's go into the third thing. I know you've been waiting this whole time is, okay, get to it, get to the point. What's the third thing? What's the thing that really cranked up his views? And I'm actually going to go to the video, okay? So first, I'm going to go to that 38,000 view video. And this is the one thing that not a lot of YouTubers are talking about at all. And there's really not a framework for it. And so we've created that. And I'm going to show you exactly what it is. I'm going to play the intro of his video, and I'm going to pick it out for you guys, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So here we go.
What if I told you by the end of this video, I will solve your inaccuracy problems with one simple tip? You want to know what it is?
Okay, 14 seconds in. I can already tell you what it is. Let's go back to it. Let's hear it one more time.
What if I told you By the end of this video, I will solve your inaccuracy problems.
So in the beginning, he made a bold statement. What if I solve your accuracy problems by the end of this video? So right away, you're like, so you're telling me you could fix that? And again, if I'm in this niche and I'm like, oh, I'm struggling with accuracy, and then the first line you say is, what if I told you by the end of this video you'll fix your shooting accuracy? I'm gonna be like, I gotta watch the rest of this video and see what's going on. That little part, which was 6 seconds, not even the full 14, the 6 seconds, right? That right there is what we call the hook. That hooked the viewer in to, number one, ask themselves that question of, oh, what if I do watch the rest of this and then I end up learning that? Maybe I should watch more of it. So what did this help with? One thing, retention. So now that retention goes up, YouTube says, hey, look at, number one, people are clicking on the video, but once they click on the video, they're staying on the video for a long duration. So let's start pushing it out a little bit more. And then it keeps getting a push. That is why this video did so good for him, and it's over 38,000 views, and it's still climbing. It's only 2 weeks old, and I think last week it was only at like 20. So it's every week it's getting about 10 to 15,000 views on this video. But that intro, that hook is so important, and not enough people are putting a good hook in the beginning. I know a lot of people look at short form content and a lot of creators talk about the hook. It's the same thing with long form. You need a really strong hook in the beginning. A couple ways you can do that. You can ask a question. You can make a bold statement, and like this in this video, I want you to go back to the beginning of this video and I want you to tell me what my hook was. Because I'll tell you what it was now, but you can go back and hear it exactly word for word. And what my hook was is I put a thought in your head of imagine this, right? And when I put the imagine in there, right, I created a pain point. What John did, he created a pain point talking about shooting accuracy. Probably not shooting accuracy, right? You're probably not shooting accurate. My pain point, you're probably at 250 views or under. Imagine you're at 250 views on average or under. That was the pain point. So now you either related with me or you're like, yeah, I mean, I am around that. Like that's, maybe it's not 250, maybe it's even 500, but you're still like, yeah, I'm stuck at a number and I can't get over that number. You're going to stay a little bit longer now. And now you want to hear out what I have to say. So that's the importance of that hook, is just really bring those people in. Again, there's different ways you can do it. You can do a question. You can do, again, the imagining, putting that into their head of imagine this. Imagine if this happened. How would you feel? All of that, right? It's honestly a lot of psychology going into the beginning of an intro, and that's why the 30 seconds in the beginning is the most important part of a YouTube video. And that's why YouTube says that in the analytics. It literally shows you the first 30 seconds of retention, and that's what we aim for, 62% and higher when it comes to audience retention. We want it at least at 60 to 62%, but honestly, we aim for like 70. We're high, like 70 to 75 is like a great video. 70 or 62 is on the lower end, but it's still good. If we get anything 70 above, usually it takes off because it's just so much engagement in that first 30 seconds. Now, John was able to get all these views after working with us, and he's actually not alone. There's another guy that I actually did a channel audit for. He then joined the 1K Collective and is crushing it, averaging over 1,000 views. His niche is actually Uber Eats food delivery. If you want to check that video out, check it out over here, and I'll show you how I break down his channel step by step. So go check that video over here, and I'll see you there.